Let me share my screen. Alrighty, can everyone see my slides? Give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, everyone. So again, welcome and thank you for tuning into today's Earth Day webinar on the DIY Toolkit. My name is Serena Gu. I am a CivicSpark Americorps Fellow working with 3C-REN's Home Energy Savings Program in Energy Education and Community Outreach. And today's Earth Day webinar will be all about the DIY toolkits and the resources that are available for you to use and the free items in the toolkit. And this toolkit is available at all the libraries in the Santa Barbara County. And just letting everyone know that there will be time in the middle for any brief questions. Do feel free to drop any questions that you may have into the chat, and we will have time at the end for any additional questions that you may have along the way. And now, without further ado, let's get started. So first, I'd like to provide an overview of what 3C-REN is. So 3C-REN stands for the Tri-County Regional Energy Network. So it is a collaborative partnership between the three counties of Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura. And it was established to deliver energy saving programs and industry trainings to reduce energy use, help strengthen the local job market, and help support efforts to achieve climate goals. And 3C-REN has services for both building professionals as well as households. So 3C-REN is funded by ratepayer dollars that we all pay into our utility bills every month. And then these ratepayer dollars are then brought back into our communities through 3C-REN programs, our services. And these services are an investment to our community, which has historically missed out on some of these ratepayer funds. So through 3C-REN programs, we can help strengthen our economy while creating a well-trained, reliable workforce that can meet the growing demand for electrification and energy efficiency. So currently 3C-REN offers 3 programs. We have Energy Code Connect. So this provides any assistance and updates on California's energy code. We have building performance training for prospective building professionals. It provides industry trainings as well as energy code compliance support. And then lastly, we have home energy savings, which provides free upgrades as well as discounted upgrades for local residents. So today we're going to be primarily in home energy savings and talking about the variety of systems that impact your energy efficiency, air quality, and overall home comfort and safety. And with the DIY toolkit, we're going to be talking about the small but measurable actions that you can take and install in your home to help save and use energy efficiently. All right, so now we are going to dive in specifically with the toolkit. So what is in each toolkit? So the toolkit will come in a toolbox, and it has items that are completely free for you to keep and install in your home, as well as any additional tools for you to measure in your home, but you would return back to the library. And it also comes with a guidebook that comes in both English as well as Spanish versions. So now we're going to talk about the toolkit contents that are free for you to keep and use in your home. So first off, we have LED light bulbs. So think about how often we turn on our light switch, right? So with that, lighting can account for a good chunk of our home's electrical use, up to at least 22%. So we want to try to conserve lighting energy where where we can. And the great thing about LED bulbs is that they only use a small portion of energy, but are 70% much more efficient than the regular incandescent bulbs. And again, it only uses only a small fraction. It only uses 10% of energy compared to the incandescent bulbs. And the great thing about LEDs is that they will last you, they have a longer lifespan compared to the regular incandescent bulb. So you would be, your money would be put to a good use, and these LED bulbs would last you for a much longer time. So if we were to compare a couple light bulbs that you will find, let's take a look at this first one. You have the regular incandescent bulb. So incandescent bulbs are cheap. However, they don't have a long lifespan, and they are the least efficient. So in the long run, if you were to use incandescent bulbs more regularly, you would be paying more on your utility bills for lighting, and you would be paying more money for purchasing the incandescent bulbs itself. So in the long run, incandescent bulbs are not cost effective and energy efficient. And then in the middle, you have CFL bulbs. CFLs are efficient, but the problem is that if you were to use the CFL bulb, you would notice that it would take a longer time for it to fully brighten up. And that mechanism to really produce the light itself is not, it requires a lot of energy. So CFLs are actually not the most ideal if you want to get your money's worth. And in the far right, you have your LED bulbs. They are cost effective, and they're the most efficient in saving your energy. And the great thing about LED bulbs is that aside from the bright white light color they produce, they also come in a variety of colors that you can choose to your liking as well. All right, so now we're going to talk about insulation, and for helping to improve your home insulation, we have weather stripping foam tape. And improving insulation of your home can save you up to 20% of your heating and cooling costs. So again, reflect on how often we use the AC or our heater, right? We turn on our AC when it's extremely hot in the summer, and our heater when it's cool in the winter. And when we use that energy, we want to make sure that it stays in your home, keeping you comfortable. But the problem with poor insulation is that that energy being used, the heat, the air that's circulating throughout your home can easily be lost to other factors, a drafty window, a drafty door, maybe your access to the attic. So sealing those gaps is the most effective way to save on your heating and cooling costs. And ultimately, in the long run, a well-insulated home not only saves you money, but it also keeps you comfortable through the seasons. So a couple other areas that you can use the foam tape. So in this first photo on the left, you have a heater closet door. And if you take a look at it, there's a lot of dust, a lot of particles that we don't want to breathe in. It could be a health hazard itself, and you certainly don't want it to circulate throughout your home into other areas. So what you can do is use the foam tape to line the entrance to the closet door, making sure that all the particles and the debris doesn't circulate into other areas of your home. And again, you can find that similarly with the second photo on the right. So what you have here is an access door to the attic. And this access door, it almost functions as a sort of like a trap door that you sort of have to look for. And you can find it in either your hallway or a closet in any of your rooms. In this case, it would be a closet in a room. So this access door is sort of a wooden board that sits on top of this middle frame. And when you push it up, you have easy quick access to your attic. However, if you think about what's in your attic, it also provides a problem. Your attic has dust, debris, particles, maybe storage items that we haven't seen in a while. And not only that, the attic is an area where hot air, if if it's the summer, hot air can't accumulate and circulate. So with this access store, all that hot air, all that particles can transfer into your closet, into your home again. So you can line this this metal frame with the foam tape to make sure it seals the deal, so that all those the circulation is not entering into other areas of your home. All right, so now we're going to talk about air leakage issues. So just a quick disclaimer, for these next two slides, you might need additional consultation. Just as a fair disclaimer. But where you can use the weather stripping foam tape is to seal the entrance to your attics to prevent particles from entering your home. And if we were to take a closer look at this first photo on the left, you have your attic, and you also have 2x4 wooden frames that are being held together by nails. And if those nails aren't sealed properly, it produces physical gaps where the dust from the attic, the hot air that circulates in the attic, can transfer into the walls of your home and into other areas of your home. So with the second photo on the right, you see a spot in the attic where dry wall meets, and that needs to be air sealed. And you also see these physical holes where wires run through your home. And these physical holes create areas where, again, all the dust, the particles, the hot air can circulate into other areas of your home. And a little bit about more air leakage issues. You have can light fixtures. So we see, from our view, we see your can light fixture in the first photo. And if we were to take it out, you see the second photo where the can light itself should not be touching the light itself. It could get very hot, it could burn, which can be very dangerous. So there is a solution. What the solution is 10 mat covers. So it's a cone-like cover that would be sealed with foam. That way, if you have energy running, the AC, the heater running, no excess, none of the hot air or the cool air will escape into the attic, if that makes sense. All right, so going back into more specific details of the toolkit itself. So what you will find in the toolkit is outlet gaskets. And this is a great tool to help reduce infiltration, right? So earlier I was mentioning about the attic, the dust, the hot air. So in order to prevent air leaks that can result from poor wall insulation, you can install these outlet gaskets. And this is a great way to help save money, save energy, make sure that your cool air, your heater is not being lost to other factors of your home. All right, so now we're getting into a little bit about reducing water waste. How do you know if you're using too much water? And this is especially important in the state of California, where we always experience wildfires or droughts. And with climate change, it is especially extreme throughout the years. So what you would do is you can use this flow rate bag to measure if any faucet aerators, your shower heads need to be replaced. And you can refer back to the guidebook to the low flow fixtures as well. So once you measure out if any aerators or faucets, aerators or shower heads need to be replaced, the toolkit provides free low flow shower heads and faucet aerators. So these are all for you to use and install in your home. And it also includes plumbing tape, and this really seals the deal in preventing additional leaks for the faucets and showers. And And the last item that is available for you to keep in the toolkit is leak detection dye tablets. So these are drop tablets that will be used in toilet tanks to identify if there's any leakage issues. And again, this is important because in California, we experience wildfires, droughts. We want to try to conserve water where we can. And if we were to, if a toilet were to continue running and wasting water, it can waste as much as 200 gallons of water per day. And that's a lot of water, because if we were to change it in a different direction, the average American uses approximately 17 gallons of water for an 8-minute shower session, right? And 200 gallons of water, of wasted water, equates to 11 showers, right? 11 showers that have gone to waste. So yeah, water issue is especially an important issue in our state. And also, one important note that I wanted to point is that this toilet is a water-wise toilet. It has 2 different flush settings for different wastes. Again, really trying to conserve water where we can. All right, so we are at the midpoint of today's webinar. Are there any questions at all? Let's see.
Do we?
Yes.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Do we raise our hand?
Yeah, so go ahead and raise your hand or unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Monica. So you said these kits are available at the library. Do we have to show that we enrolled in this webinar?
No, you do not have to show that you enrolled in the webinar. Yeah, so these toolkits are available throughout the counties of Santa Barbara, Ventura, as well as SLO, wherever you are tuning in from. All you really need is just access to the library and a membership card to check it out. Hi, Paul. I see you raising your hand.
Yeah, it's Paul. Paul is my husband. Are there directions as to how to use these things in the kit?
Yes. There are directions provided. It can be found in the guidebook. So the guidebook comes will come inside the toolkit itself. So you can take a look at the guidebook. There will be installation directions as well as additional tips.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, Dawn. I see you raising your hand.
Hi, my question is on, do we need to reserve those toolkits, or do they have many of them at the libraries? First come, first serve, how does that work?
So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Let's see, there's a couple ways you can go about this. You don't need to reserve this ahead of time. It might be easier just so that you can place a hold so that you know that you have access to it, but you do not necessarily have to reserve it ahead of time. And currently, some libraries have multiple toolkits. I don't know the top of my head, but yeah, for the most part, it is first come, first serve. But if you are wanting to reserve it ahead of time, you can as well. Right.
And Serena, I just put in the chat the link to the Black Gold website, which is the system that the most libraries in the county use to track their inventory or if things have been checked out. So you can click there and see where toolkits are currently at different locations. Just make sure you click see all copies. And then I'll also put the one for Ventura County in the chat in a second. And I'll link the guidebook too if you want to preview that.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and move on to the second portion of the webinar. Okay, there we go. So Now we're going to talk about items that you can use to measure areas of your home, but you would return back to the library. The first one we have is a thermometer. So this thermometer would be used to check the temperature of your hot water supply. So this is a really reflective webinar. Let's think about when do we use hot water, right? So we use hot water when do we heat water? And the instance I'm thinking of is showers, right? And if you are a family with a household with multiple individuals that take showers of varying length, more factors are being contributed. So more natural gas is being used, more water is being used. So heating water can take up to 50% of natural gas use in a home. So with this thermometer, you can use it to check the temperature of your hot water supply, and you want to set it at 120 degrees Fahrenheit because really that's all we really need. Anything that is above 120 or even 140 degrees or higher, it can be dangerous. It can cause burns or death. And so just to be safe, really 120 is sufficient. And a great tip is that you can insulate the tank and your water pipes to help conserve the energy being used to heat your water. Right. So now I'm going to diverge just a hair. We're going to talk about a couple other ways that you can save water and energy that goes into water heating. So here are a couple alternative options available. So this first photo is a tankless water heater. So this would be installed not inside your home, but outside. So you wouldn't have to worry about breathing in carbon emission or breathing in fossil fuels. And it only turns on when you need hot water. So any other time you need cold water, it does not work. However, it still runs on natural gas. So if you wanted to switch gears and started using a natural resource instead of fossil fuels, we have the electric heat pump water heater, which is the second photo. So it runs on electricity, and the mechanism is really interesting. How it functions is that it basically sucks hot air into its chamber, stores it, and then it will use the stored hot air to heat your water. And this runs entirely on electricity. And this is great because California is currently going through an electrification mode. So if you wanted to switch from fossil fuels into a natural resource, this electric heat pump water heater is a great tool. However, if this is not affordable for you, you can always consider the tankless option as well. All right, so going back to the toolkit one more time. So another tool that you will find in the kit is a kilowatt meter. So this is a tool that can be used to measure both small and large appliances. And we use a variety of tools, both electronics, cooking gadgets, and all these electronic products can take up to 15% of electronic consumption use in a typical California household. And it also creates a problem with phantom loads. So phantom loads is when appliances are still using energy when it's either in standby or off mode, and it can function up to still 75%, which is a good majority of the time. So a great way to save energy is by eliminating these phantom loads. And you can also use this kilowatt meter to measure energy in both large or small appliances, as well as ones that are both operating or in standby modes. Right. So this slide just shows that the kilowatt meter can be used for a variety of different appliances. In this first photo on the left, you have it measuring the power being used on a new refrigerator that is plugged to a power strip. And then on the second photo, you have it showing the power use on a water pump that is powering an outdoor pond. And a great general tip is anything that is 5 to 10 years old can be replaced with a more newer energy efficient technology. And for these two photos, again, it shows the variety of different uses that you can use this kilowatt meter. For this first photo on the left, it's actually illustrating your refrigerator label so that you can find out how old an appliance is and if it needs replacing. It's generally a good idea to replace refrigerators that are 10 years or older. And with this second photo on the right, it's measuring the power use for a furnace. All right, now the last item that you will find in the DIY toolkit is an infrared laser thermometer. And this thermometer detects heat gain and loss in areas of your home that have poor insulation. So if there is good insulation, you would note that there is a drastic temperature difference that comparing the interior of your home versus the exterior. So for instance, if it is if it's a hot summer day, your interior of your home should still be relatively cool compared to the outside that is getting blasted by the sun and the summer's heat. And this thermometer is a really important tool to just see if your home has insulation and just check how it is. Because in the long run, a comfortable home not only saves you money, but also is well insulated. It keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. All right, so let's have for these next two slides, let's have some fun. So what I want everyone to do is take a guess at what is being observed in either one or both photos, and go ahead and drop your answer into the chat box. All righty, any other guesses? Awesome, really great guesses coming in. Alrighty, so I will reveal the answers. So what's happening in this first photo on the right is it is measuring an interior wall, which is showing up to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And on the second photo on the right, it's measuring an exterior wall, that same wall on the outside. And it's measuring to be 111 degrees. So note that this same wall has a huge temperature difference comparing from the outside in. So it shows that this wall has proper insulation, keeping the heat from the outside out and keeping the temperature inside relatively cool. Oh, sorry about that. Alrighty, and this is the last round. So one more time, go ahead and take a guess at what's happening in either one or both photos, and you can drop your guess into the chat box. Alrighty. Good guess coming in, good answers. Let's go ahead and reveal the answer. So with this first photo on the right, you have an exterior wall. It is measuring to be 124 degrees on, let's say, a regular normal day, about 80 degrees. So 124 is, it's pretty hot. So if we were to switch gears, so think about how if we were to sit outside on an 80-degree day, if we were to sit outside, we're going to get warmer and warmer throughout the day. So what's happening here is throughout the day, as the day goes on, this wall is continuously heating up. Now, the second photo on the right shows roof shingles. So yes, the roof is measuring to have a temperature of 154 degrees on a normal 80-degree day. And one thing to note is that the attic itself probably has at least a 10-degree temperature difference. So the attic is an area that is maybe 140 degrees. So all that heat is accumulating in the attic, which is not quite the place that you want to be. So storing items up there is possibly not the safest idea for one's health. But again, the attic not only has hot air, it has dust particles. And if the frame of the attic is not sealed or air sealed properly, and areas of your home has poor insulation, all that heat, the particles, the debris will just circulate into other areas of your home while you're trying to stay cool or warm depending on the season. So yeah, this is a great tool that is available for you to check your home insulation. Alrighty, and those are all the items, the free items, as well as the tools that are available for you to use and then return back to the library that you will find in the DIY toolkit. Does anyone have any questions at all about anything? Yes, go ahead. Oh, you might need to, Paulette, you might need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
What temperature does it take to ignite your Christmas decorations that you store up in your room?
I see. That's actually a very good question. I do not know the answer to that actually.
I don't know what the
I'm not sure either. Yeah, it's a good question.
yeah, because it gets hot, really hot up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gets hot. I can see where like it gets so hot where if you were to touch your Christmas decorations, you can probably like feel the temperature difference as well. But yeah, unfortunately, I do not know the answer to that.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. It's a great question. Hi, Dawn, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, just another question. Is this recording available for us to watch again?
Yes, this recording can be made available for you to review as well.
And Don, I'll be sending out a follow-up email with the slides that Serena's put together and a link to the recording. So you'll get that in your inbox as well.
Alrighty, any additional questions about the DIY toolkits? Alrighty. So I actually do want to do a quick shout out that will be made available soon. So 3C-REN is expanding its partnership and the toolkit offerings with participating Santa Barbara County libraries. And we will soon have induction cooktops available for local residents. And this is a climate-friendly, energy-efficient technology that has many benefits compared to your traditional gas or electric range stove. And how it basically functions is it performs induction cooking by creating heat through magnets. So all you really need is a magnetic pan, and it will cook your food efficiently. And it's the great thing about this tool is that it's 80% more energy efficient compared to other ranges. So I don't know about everyone else, but sometimes with gas stoves, it takes quite a long time for water to boil itself, right? You can turn around, maybe chop some onions and then come back. It's still not boiling yet. So with induction cooktops, water can boil in less in a minute. So it's really fast, and it's a great tool that we are planning to make available for local residents as well.
So that works without power.
Yeah, it runs on electricity. It does not require any gas. Yeah.
And it works with any pan, I think, that's magnetic. So like a cast iron pan will still work. And Serena, is there a magnet or in the kit as well to test that? Or you just use the toolkit to test, or the cooktop?
Yes, so the kit that comes with the cooktop will include the cooktop itself. It will come with a program flyer so that you can go ahead and get started on it. And then it also comes with a magnet so that you can test out your own cookware if it's induction compatible.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a cool resource. I'm really excited.
And Serena, maybe we have everyone's registration for this event. Maybe when you get those set up, I'd be happy to send out an email to everyone too to let you know where they're available at.
Yeah, that would be great. Awesome.
To be clear, the answer to the question, does the induction cooktop work when the power's out? The correct answer is no, it does not. Is that not true?
Yeah, that was really, yeah.
Yeah, it still requires electricity, but it does not require natural gas.
Okay.
So when the power's out, it doesn't work.
That'd be correct, yes.
Thank you.
Alrighty, any other questions? Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for tuning in on this evening to learn a little bit more about this toolkit, induction cooktops, these resources that are made available for you and the community. Yeah, thank you so much for joining in. And without further ado, have a great rest of your evening. And if you have any questions, feel free to either visit our website, 3CREN.org. And if you want to stay more involved, you can also attend other trainings and events that we may have available. But yeah, thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.
Thank
you.
Thanks everyone, and thank you, Serena.
Thank you.